But I think I'm gonna finish valve train, valve covers. Probably will start putting some of the jewelry back on the intake. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I can throw the timing chain on. I don't want to put the timing chain cover on yet, but I'll probably throw the timing chain on. Do the valves, the valve train, the rockers. I know I need to like check the lift, make sure they're good, installing lift rods and all that. No big deal. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Just start bolting crap back on this thing and checking things out as we need to. I've got to figure out the timing. I know I probably messed up not setting this and checking it whenever, you know, I was at top dead center, which I am right now, but I wasn't when I took it apart. I don't remember exactly where the number 1 cylinder was, but it wasn't top dead center. And so I don't know, I will be able to figure it out, but just more stuff to learn, right? So yeah, throw the carburetor back on. And then when the oil pan gets here, I will button up the front, start putting all the pulleys back on. Of course, I got to get my oil pump in. Can't put my fuel pump on until I get my timing chain cover on. I can get my oil filter bracket. I can put that on. You know, there's things I can be buttoning back up. I think I'm gonna leave the alternator and stuff off until I get my new starter. Yeah, if I have to have a long extension, it'd probably be easier without that alternator in the way. Ready to get this thing back together. Still, like I said, waiting on a starter, waiting on an oil pan, waiting on a new oil pump, which I think is coming with the oil pan. So, and I think it's coming today. I think those will be here today. So I'm gonna start putting stuff on the engine much as I can. I think after that, if I get to a point where I can't do anything else on the engine, then I have my front headlights, the headlight buckets and the chrome around them and all that needs to be cleaned up and ready for reassembly. The radiator's here. Of course, I don't want to put it in until I get all my pulleys and everything set. I'll probably put it in kind of last and then start rebuilding the bumpers and headlights and all that stuff. I'm thinking about leaving the fenders off until I get all the brakes ran again and bled. It's just easier to get up to the car without them there, and it's down here. I don't have those wheel well, whatever they're called, I don't know, inner fenders in the way, so I can get to my lines a lot easier. I will go ahead and rerun my fuel line and everything when I get the fuel pump in. I do have to get the sway bar back in, and I got to figure out, because it was hitting the pulley the way it's sitting. So I need to look at that. Probably will get this car down on wheels and check that out and make sure that's not going to be an issue when it's driving down the road. Because up in the air, that sway bar comes up because, you know, the suspension is hanging down and it rubs the pulley. So that's not good. I felt it when I was installing it, but I was like, well, it's going to be here, and it is going to be lower when it's on the road. But obviously, when I'm jumping railroad tracks, you know, I don't want to hit my pulley, right? So maybe there's some kind of stop or something that is supposed to be in here that I don't have. I mean, the old one didn't have it, but I mentioned that the old one had like an extra little step in it that this one didn't. And it's narrow, like half the size of it in diameter. So that may be the difference, probably is the difference actually. So I don't know if any of y'all know anything about these big sway bars in these cars and issues with it hitting pulleys. Let me know. Otherwise, I'm just gonna, you know, try not to jump any railroad tracks. So I have to tell Carly not to also. So that's it. Let me get to work. I'm like been really dragging my feet today, and I don't know why. I was excited to get out here and get started on this, but and I am, and I don't know. I just no hurry this morning. I was drinking coffee, looking at the internet. I had posted a new YouTube video. I was watching that like I do, and kind of critiquing myself, I guess. So yeah, I went a little more all natural with that one, less editing, just a lot of me talking. I don't know, don't think I like it better when it's kind of edited and concise and doing more work and less talking. And that's probably what I'll do in the future. But every now and then I'm gonna have a kind of a talking head type episode. Because I got things to say. So anyway, all right, let me get to work. I'm just doing some due diligence here, bottoming out these bolts for the valve shaft assembly. So rocker arm assembly, I guess. I think it's called valve shaft assembly though in the book. But anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. The shaft for the rocker arms. Just running them down, making sure they all go in. And remember on these, there is like one bolt that has a narrower shaft right there, and it goes, it's easy to tell on the heads, but there's a little oil drain, kind of divot cast into this, where this bolt goes in. So it looks a little different, it's easy to see, but there is a reason for the different bolts, if anybody's wondering. And they do go in a specific place. This one is this hole. I don't know if you can see that, but it's, see how it's different. There is a hole in the side of it for oil to pass through and go down around the shaft of that bolt. So that's all it is. Let's do this. I had to get a little light on my head so I could put your head upside down. I can see down in there. Make sure I'm getting these on the lifters. Just a little grease to just a good measure, which it does say to do this in the book. So that is really why we're doing it, but you know, just for whenever you're doing the initial startup and you don't have oil in places where it needs to be. Lubrication is necessary. On the other side, I'll get these done and then I'll pull those bolts out. So, a little bit of engine in expertise. Forgot my timing chain's not on here, right? You know,
freaking idiot.
I was reading in the book and it said, you know, top dead center, which I am, and then go another 45 degrees before you install these things. Well, I can turn the crankshaft 45 degrees, but it's not going to do anything to the cams, which means it's not moving the lifters or the push rods. So yeah, basically I have to install a timing chain, and I've got to get this cam in the right position. It is installed, 45 foot-pounds on that. I believe this one is 70 to 80, but got a ways to go before we're going to be assembling all that back on. I actually have a new damper flywheel coming, because I just don't know how old that one is, and I have heard bad things about those coming apart. So I mean, it looks fine, but you know, anyway, we're getting a new one. I have plenty of stuff to do before then. We can wait a couple more days. I think it will be in this week, so we will see. I think it's time to install these. I got to turn this 45 degrees as it says for some reason, so It does say there's some marks on the damper, which I don't. It's just 45 degrees. I can eyeball that. And you know, you start your torquing on cylinder 4, come back this way, and then cylinder 5, and come back this way. So I guess that's why they want it in that certain position. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, we will turn this 45 degrees and start installing our rockers. Just fun YouTube footage. All having fun. Okay, it's time to install the rocker arm assembly. I've got my push rods greased up. Alright. There's really only one way this can go, right? So, this is my passenger side. Let's see. Figure this out. Make sure I remember which. There's my oiler right there. Put it on there so I get it right. I'm quickly learning you gotta kind of get this screwed in. Put your push rods under the rocker. Like go kind of move them down, hold them in place. Getting them snug. Make sure all my push rods are in, and they are. It's 45 foot-pounds, what it calls for. So I'll put this actual ratchet, and it worked today. Yesterday I couldn't get it to click. Used it earlier on the timing chain. It worked just fine. So says to just basically do 2 turns. That's probably more like 1 turn at a time. Sequence, tighten these down. I'm just gonna basically take my time tightening them down. Is good. Good. There it is. All right. Well, that sucker suckers installed. Now we move to the other side. Okay, same thing on this side, except you go 5, 6, 7, 8, you're tightening sequence on this side. So, according to the book. I think they're ready to torque. Well, yeah, one more. All right. There we go. Now I'm gonna figure out how to check these things. So I think I know, but got a little work to do. A little studying to do. Okay, I saw all of them, all of my intake and outtake or exhaust rockers move. I am not going to put a dial indicator. According to the manual, you actually need a special lift rod that's got like a concave cup in it. Put your indicator in. You could probably set it up to touch against the backs of these, but they all move. They all look like they move the right amount. It's about a 1/4 inch, 0.23, 2316, I believe. So sometimes you just got to hope for the best. I guess that's what we are going to do.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
The engine ran before. We've shaved the heads some, have put different gaskets in, although the other gaskets took off looked similar, similar style. We'll just have to see, but I think it'll be okay. I need to clean these faces up a little bit and get ready to install these valve covers. So, don't think there's anything. Again, I'm waiting on my oil pan. I can get my distributor cleaned up and put in. I mean, there's things obviously I can put back on here, but don't really know necessarily what order I'm going to do everything in. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, well, it's my damper, flywheel, whatever. So I do need that. That'll help me, but still not quite what I need. I really want that oil pan. I might have to call them and see, because I know I ordered that oil pan before I ordered that. You need to call them and see what the status is of that. I need to call Larry's, Thunderbird. Larry's, I'm just going to put this out there. I have gotten stuff from them in the past, no problem. And, I did call them once, a long time ago, probably March, April, about this heater cord. And they looked it up and they told me it's going to be June. Spark plug wires. Okay, need those. First time fit. I don't know. We'll see. And so anyway, I was. Is that all that's in this box? Jeez. Okay. So back to Larry's. I have talked to them several times, or emailed them several times about the heater core, and they have never responded to me. So I guess I'm gonna have to call again and see what the holdup is, and if they can't get it, just let me know and I will figure something else out. That's all I gotta ask, right? Just, hey, I've emailed you, respond to my email, tell me, tell me, hey, you'll get it when you get it, and then I may go do something else. So But tell me something, please. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna have to call them too. But hey, look, valve covers. I don't know that I should have put them on right now. Maybe I shouldn't have, but I did. So I don't know. They are on. They are on. So torque down to 7 foot-pounds a bolt. So, yep, look good. It's looking like an engine. Need a oil pan. All right.